Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left off last time, we were about to go fight an Anatag. It's going to be tough. We have a bunch of buffs on. I'm going to do our last couple buffs right now, and then we're going to head right in there. So we're going to do Displacement. And we're going to do Mount Your Damn Horse, even though your horse probably is going to die.
You require my
But you never know.
opinion?
You could cast the spell now. Okay, last spell is this one and this one. Okay, we got Sense Vitals. We have all of our buffs that we can currently think of using on this thing, and we're gonna go right in. Why is our formation so incredibly screwed up? Whatever. Ah, Arushalay, my dear. Are you there? And you brought friends. Good, something.
Time to practice my combat abilities.
She said. Good, good. All the more for me. The gall. How dare you show up here of all places? Arushalay responded.
I will resist.
We did a whole 12 damage. Ooh. Big hitter.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
We do have a surprise round, which is nice. Always good to be appreciated by surprise rounds. We should Evil Eye on her, I guess.
Doing it wrong?
And then we'll, it doesn't matter if she succeeds. We'll move up. There'll be no cackling this turn, though. Alright, so, we can't do any summons. The odds of us being able to Phantasmal Killer her, I think, are 0. So we're not going to bother trying this turn. She has some spell resistance, apparently. Alright, now we have our real round.
Prepare yourself.
There's a lot of life. I may actually use a bit of fun to survive this next round, just in case. Alright, we don't have any Dispel Magic yet. I'm going to summon some things to try and soak up some hits, maybe. I'm actually surprised I get a turn, to be honest, but here we are. We're going to try and Dispel her. It's probably not going to work, but you never know. We dispelled Mage Armor. That's actually not too bad. I was kind of hoping for Displacement, but I'll take it. That concealment's going to be a pain in the ass.
Desna, guide my hand.
So it comes to this.
She's about half dead. And just charged through everyone to hit Darren. She took quite a lot of damage doing that. That was a lot of AOO she took, but yeah. I wasn't actually expecting her to be able to charge through people. Let's try and dispel off her Displacement. That might be very useful. Well, the protection from arrows is now gone, but still not the Displacement. The only thing I really, really want to dispel. That was some okay damage. Did some damage there. 15 more damage to her.
You made your choice.
She dealt 48 damage to me in one hit. That's a lot of damage in one hit. Can we Bone Shaker her? No. No, we cannot. Well, it was worth a shot, I guess. It did not work as well as intended. Let's try to get rid of this last thing we want to dispel. Displacement's gone. That means this fight's basically over at this point. We will hit her very hard next turn. She doesn't have concealment now. So there we go. Her concealment is really the only thing keeping her alive at that point. We've caught her. Stop, stop! What are you doing, you reprobates? The beaten hag cowers on the rocks. Gone is the terrifying monster you were just fighting, and in its place is a small and frightened old woman. Why'd you treat an old biddy like me so harshly? Haven't you any shame, you great brutes? Don't listen to her. She's just stalling for time. Arushalay raises her weapon. What do you know about the demons with the strange abilities? Where are they coming from? Speak! What demons? What are you on about? Under Arushalay's cold gaze, the hag's face breaks into a grandmotherly smile. Ah, now those demons. Wouldn't they be friends of yours, Arush, my dear? What are you picking on old me? Or why are you picking on old me for, then? I tell you everything I know, but you know far more than me on that score. The color drains from Arushalay's face, and the hag's smile grows I can't even talk today. Grows wider, stretching from ear to ear. My little chicken, don't tell me you haven't told your new toys all that. Kept it to yourself, did ya? The hag bursts into screeching laughter before turning her gaze on you. Take pity on an old woman. Let me go before any more harm's done. You better have a word with your little demoness about those demons. You liar, I've never been to the Ivory Sanctum. Arushalay's desperate outburst is drowned by another round of cackling from the hag. Where is it you say you never been, eh? Where? Like you haven't been sniffing around it, seeing who comes in and who goes? You didn't see all that? I suppose you don't even know the password neither, eh? The hag looks at you. Your demon girl's lying through her teeth, as per usual. Arushalay, is this true? You've known all along of where the strange demons were coming from? You don't understand. Arushalay drops her gaze. I lied to you. I used you. I could have told you where to look for those demons right away, but I needed someone who could help me get rid of the hag. When I was freed from the dungeons of Drezen, the demon set her on my trail, and I could not have dealt with her single-handedly. Hearing this, the old woman lets out a screeching cackle that shakes her whole body. What are you laughing at? It doesn't matter what I've done. You won't be leaving here alive. Better pray to your unholy gods, hag. Now you die. With unmatched speed, Arushalay attacks the hag. She screeches her last rasping cackle, which soon turns into a strangled gurgle. Arushalay's eyes are plaintive as she holds her gaze. There's much I have to explain, to confess. But please, first, there's something I want to show you. Come. It's not far. Oh, Arushalay, you lying to me. That is a silly helmet I put on her. It looks ridiculous. Arushalay approaches the grave. It is small but surprisingly well maintained given the surrounding squalor and neglect. Arushalay touches the cold stone, decorated with a Desna butterfly, like she's greeting an old friend. Silently she turns to you. She retrieves a map from her bag, makes a mark on it, and holds it out to us. First things first, here, I wasn't lying to you about this. This is where you'll find the Ivory Sanctum, and in it, the secrets of the demons with the strange powers. The entrance is hidden under a pile of skulls. I don't know how to open it, and have never been inside, but the cultists enter it somehow, which means that you can find a way to get inside. Thank you for this map, I appreciate your help. The succubus shakes her head. I lied to you, you trusted me, and I used you to get rid of the hag. This doesn't assuage my guilt, but it is the least I could do. Who does the grave belong to? My last victim. She was a priestess of Desna. I seduced her and drained her soul. She died in my arms, and I decided to bask in her final reveries, so I dove into her fading mind. Dreams are Desna's domain. The goddess knows my sacrilege, but for some reason, she showed me mercy instead of punishment. She opened my eyes to who I was and who I could be. When I returned to my senses, the first thing I did was bury my final victim here, and to make a vow before her grave that I would atone for everything I had done. I didn't even know who she was. I seduced her, deceived her, and killed her, and she saved my soul. Arushalay wipes her eyes. If only I could die and give her back life, but I can't, Eltimar. All I can do is live on and help those who are still alive. How did you know the hag would be here? When I was freed in Drezen, the demon set her on my trail. She failed to catch me, but she took a hostage of sorts. Arushalay once again runs her fingers over the granite tombstone. She threatened to corrupt the grave if I didn't come here and surrender. I knew I could not defeat her on my own, so I used you. I used a lie to get you here so you'd help me kill her. Forgive me. I'm sorry. How'd you know about the Bell of Mercy? This place, this fortress and the bell tower, I saw them in the dreams of the person lying in this grave. She was on her way here for the bell. She wanted me to take it, or she wanted to take it from here and return it to the Crusaders in Canabris, but she never made it here because she met me. I killed her, and I devoured her dreams, or rather, they devoured me. That's why when I re-emerged from the dream realm, I buried her here, and I thought it was the right thing to do. I've wanted to return the bell to the Crusaders for a long time, but she brings her hand to her face. The barest brush, and the bell burns my impure fingers. Why did you have to lie? You could have just asked for help. I was afraid that you would refuse if there was nothing in it for you. I was afraid you wouldn't believe me, and... I'm a demon, Eltimar. For centuries, it was all I knew. If you want something, you get it by lying or by force. Luring you here was so easy, so natural. Lies and manipulation. They are my native language. One I've spoken my entire life. Asking for a favor? Now that's a foreign notion that I have only begun to learn. Don't think I'm trying to justify what I did. I know my lie was despicable. I knew that perfectly well when I lied to you. I knew it was a step backwards, back to the old Arushalay, and I did it anyways. There's no excuse for it, I just want you to understand me. Everything's clear. So, what are you gonna do with me? Arushalay waits with bated breath, her eyes locked on yours. You see fear and sadness there, and also the tiniest flicker of hope. Say what you want, but we can't punish her, or we can't push her away. That's what I think. The fact that she's a demon only means her path to atonement started in the abyss itself, and it'll be much longer than others. It means that she needs more help, not less. You're tormenting yourself for nothing. Your lie didn't hurt anyone, did it? So there's nothing to be sorry for. But I added another black mark to my soul. I tricked you. You could have been hurt. I'll never forgive myself for that, and I'll never do anything like this ever again. Yes, you might. Who knows? We got a whole bunch of experience for that, but we are still nowhere close to a level, unfortunately. That being said, we did kill the hag, which I think drops loot, and we should probably go back and see if there's anything here for us. Did the horse get stuck? It's just running in circles now. Okay, Sela. That's enough of that. There's definitely loot here. What do we get? We got nothing because the horse can't loot.
Win this war.
And neither can Sela when she's mounted, apparently.
Keep your wits about you.
Fair enough. We got a quarterstaff +4, an amulet of circulating blood. Can only be used by a blood rager. It's actually not that good, to be honest, but whatever. Bunch of extra loot, including an S-stock called Crippling Kiss, which is a +3 keen finesse wielding S-stock. It's actually really quite good. But we don't use the stocks, so.
Watch out for trouble.
I think there's more to this place, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a tiny bit more to this place?
Something.
Whoops. Well, there was a trap there, but we blew it up. 100%.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
And a belt. A belt of physical perfection. +2. Strength, dex, con. All the good ones. We already have strength +4. So I don't think he's going to use that. This is just strength and con. I could give her more dex, which actually isn't the worst idea. Although her... I mean, they're both wielding, or they both have full plate on, so their max dex bonus is... Actually, his is 3. Hers is only 1. I could lose a +1 to hit and some damage. But I actually don't think it's worthwhile, to be honest. We'll get maybe 1 AC more. At the cost of 1 to hit, and also part of our damage modifier, which I think is 1.5 times our strength. So I don't think I will do that. And I think that's it. I think we're done here. We got one of our quests done. We still have many more things to do. We can do Woljifs, I guess. We have arrived back in Drezen. I cut out the middle part because there were a couple of random encounters that weren't particularly exciting and just consumed a whole bunch of time. When we got back, Nevia wanted to talk to us. I wasn't sure what it was about, but now I know it's for a companion quest, so it's worth reading to you guys. Commander, Nevia greets you with a slight nod. I have some information for you. Though what I found out is mostly innocent, it might be cause for concern. Concern? What do you mean? It's about the well-being of one of your companions. Tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things. Though it's against regulations, we let them enjoy themselves, as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And that's usually the case. But recently, my people have noticed Soziel among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on him. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs. With all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. But this time, it's about someone you trust with your life, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, just a tip-off from a friend. Thank you for the information. You're welcome. Oh, Soziel. Getting drunk. The overwhelming fragrance of roses hits you as soon as you enter the headquarters. Roses occupy every inch of available space, fresh and sweet-smelling. As if they have just come into bloom, the scene is capped off by Darren, who stands in the center of this rosarium with a single red rose in his hand, and an expression of utter innocence on his face. Well, Eltimar, it's so good you dropped by. As you can see, I've been working on a little something, and I'm afraid some of your advisors are less than happy about it. Sure, if by a little something you mean an entire shipment of freshly cut roses teleported here from some southern country, Earbeth shifts from foot to foot, glaring at the flowers, pressing in from all sides. You could have outfitted an entire unit with the money you spent on this. Fortunately, they were my own personal funds, so I spent them as I saw fit. This gloomy citadel needed an injection of beauty. Darren brings his crimson rose to his face and inhales its scent, his eyes never leaving yours. That's none of my business, of course, but I've known you for a long time, Darren Arenday. This whole thing looks like another scandalous stunt concocted to rile up the Crusaders. If you want to play court to the commander, don't do it in our headquarters. Earbeth, see these roses are taken away. Darren, another stunt like this will not be tolerated. You're breaking my heart, although Earbeth's irritated face is enough to convince me that my time and money have not been spent in vain. Ha! Darren bows and takes his leave. Sorry, Darren, you're not my romance interest in this particular one. And I think that's finally it for things to do. We'll quickly glance at any sort of crusadery things. Intolerance. The hatred of the descendants of Sarkoris towards arcane spellcasters knows no bounds. The representatives of several tribes demand that mages not be allowed to serve in their units. We can get barbarians, we can get wizards, we can make the Sarkorians fall into line, we can throw a banquet, which increases morale. We can hint that the commander's support is going to cost them money and get gold and also barbarians. I think I'm just going to go with the make the former Sarkorians fall into line, although it is lawful, which isn't what we're going for. And you know what? Let's throw a banquet. It gives us experience points anyways, and crusade morale. We'll throw a banquet for the former Sarkorians and the mages. The Khalids and the mages were reluctant to partake in a joint revelry, but after 3 barrels of mead, they became best friends. Together they sang several songs praising the commander's name, plus a single sad one about Sarkoris. Well, there we go. Problem solved. These ones are all still not doing anything yet. We don't really have a crown one, other than distributing provisions, which we don't need to do. So we're not going to worry about it. We have lots of relics. Let's rest. Actually, we should probably have gone back in there for a second, moved our armies around, and then rested. And then we'll just do a jump cut to when we get to Woljif's little encounter. Because there might be more random encounters along the way. And although they are good experience, they're not particularly important to show. Also, I just cannot talk today. It is clearly a day where I am incapable of talking properly, so that's just a heads up. Alright, campaign. Armies. Let's go kill some things. We need to clear our path to here anyways, although technically we don't need to kill these guys to get to the bend in the river bend thing. Well, it's just a beautiful setup. And that's the end of that fight. Moving on. Next up, another army of 5s. Material point income. There's also an army of 7, and there's of course another fort we can take. Oh, they're going faster than I am. Now they're split up into two little forces. I think I'm going to take down these ones first. Okay, I didn't actually expect them to all die, so That was a little more than I anticipated. Those guys can't get into range, so that's fine. They might be able to get into range of the Hell Knights, but I'm not too concerned. Nope. Plus, they're just zombies, so... wait. Four whole damage from the clerics. Jeez. Well, at least zombies can't do any damage either. They just take a million hits to kill. And that's the end of that. The zombies lasted longer than the whole rest of the army put together. And we got a faultless daybreak, which will turn into some sort of artifact later on. Level 7 army this time. I like how I don't even check what they are, I'm just going into them all willy-nilly. Oh, fire elementals. That actually makes this kind of annoying. Maybe elementals aren't evil. They are neutral. Oh my god, my clerics are on fire. Oh, fire doesn't heal the fire elementals. It doesn't. Okay, good. Stop being on fire. Okay, that was a tiny bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be, but whatever. It worked out fine. We got a bow. An eye for... Oh, this is a good bow. Whenever this +3 composite shortbow lands a hit on an enemy, they suffer an additional 1d12 piercing damage. It's actually a pretty decent bow. And I think we're out of movement. Where did these guys come from? How is it I just get tons of these little trash armies? Anyone else got a little trash army that needs to be... Nope, no room left in those ones. Okay. Then we are good to go. We're gonna go pick up Woljif, who I don't think I've leveled up. I'm almost certain I haven't. And then we will go and kill ourselves I think it's a Glabrezu, if I'm not mistaken. He might be a Balor. Let's do a quick rest, check our spells. Especially on Woljif, we should probably level him up. He's going to continue his Vivisectionist, Rise, and just keep going down the Dex path. Level 2 spells. Probably going to take Cat's Grace for now. No, go back, actually. Hold up. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to take Cat's Grace. Alright, moving on. Next level. He has good skills. His trickery is pretty decent, as is his stealth. Anyways, no, I don't remember what I gave him this level. Hang on, I gotta build for him. Alrighty, he's going with improved 2-weapon fighting. Yeah, I should have figured that. I just wanted to make sure. And then what do I want with him? What level is he becoming? Level 9. Oh, I missed something, didn't I? We have to go back. This level, he's not going Alchemist. He's going Rogue for one more little thing. This is fine. I only screwed up a tiny bit. Lots of sirens outside again today, as is tradition. Seems to be a near everyday occurrence where I live. It is extremely annoying. It doesn't help that I live relatively close to a fire station, which does suck. Ah, it's such a garbage ability. Let's get sense of... No, we already have sneak attack. Scorching Ray's okay, I guess. Command Undead. Does he get Summon Undead? No. Or Animate Dead, I should say. Let's just grab Mirror Image. Mirror Image is a pretty useful spell, and then we're also going to grab... Blur, also pretty useful. Now we get Vivisectionist. Again. And we're going to go with... Feral Wings. Didn't I? Oh, right, I took Blur at the other one. Right. I should try not to mimic too many spells. Let's grab Restoration Lesser. It's just a useful spell all around, and that's all he needs to do. I do need to put some spells in his spell list. And he needs to get some... What did he take for his first one? Abundant Casting, right. So he's going to take 2 Weapon Fighting Mythic. And then for his third one, he's going to take... Improved Abundant Casting. There we go. Let's give him some spells. He's going to be doing a lot of fighting, so we kind of want to give him a bunch of stuff. Just pure bark skin at this level. Give him a couple of restorations, I guess. Hold up. Go to Rogue for a sec. Get rid of all the greases and the magic missiles. We're just going to give them all snowballs. Apparently it works well with sneak attack, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm curious. And we'll just give him, I don't know, a Cure Light Wounds. Sure. I wonder if he actually has the wings. I'm kind of curious.
Sometimes I watch you.
Okay, we're getting out of here. Everyone looks like they got... What is that? Oh, it's my Boots of Free Reign. I didn't realize it had an icon, and I didn't realize it was just a very blank square. Weird. Okay, here comes the million-dollar question, though. Who are we leaving behind for this fight? Okay, we need heroism. We need haste. We're just going to do this by what we need. I think Darren is the most sacrificial one at this particular second. We need a second melee DPS, which I guess Woljif also technically is, but he's got spells that we need. And Ember has heroism, so we can't get rid of her. We need haste and Arushalay's ranged DPS, so... Okay. This is what we're going to go with. Let's see how it goes. We have a long journey. I'm going to do a jump cut to when we reach there. Hang tight, and I'll see you in a second. Alrighty, we have arrived at the scrubland by the bend in the river. It's time. We're going to do some heavy buffing before we go and talk to the cultists, and we'll see how it goes. There's a solid chance we'll die horribly.
We will win this war.
We'll see how this all pans out. But first of all, let's get some spells going. Stage 1. Heroism. Too important not to have.
I don't steal. I encourage people to save the poor, helpless tieflings around the world.
You are my favorite
Starting
aid.
with me.
And we're just gonna start casting some blurs.
Who? Me?
And you need mirror image. You need bit of fun.
Rely
They don't
on
last
me.
super long, so we gotta make this kind of quick.
Please, allow me.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
Bark skin.
I'm prepared.
You're a good
She's good to
person.
go.
I like you.
Give that
Together?
to her.
Are we ready to move out?
Blur on the horse. I think don't cast Scorching Ray at the horse. Okay.
I'm up for an adventure.
And, yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty well it.
A bright future awaits us.
Let's get
You
that.
require my unbiased opinion?
Okay.
Don't mind me.
We're moving up. Oh, it's a Kyrieru. Okay. Yggdrasil's spawn did not come alone. I decided to restart this whole sentence because I flubbed it so badly. The giant Kyrieru towers over you. His small, yellowish eyes, glowing amidst the lumps and horns, come to rest on Woljif. The demon's pincers instinctively close with a bone-grinding snap, and his nostrils flare. Spawn of Yggdrasil, Lady Hepzimira ordered me to bring her the Moon of the Abyss. Give it to me and I will kill you quickly. Is he talking to me? He's definitely talking to me. Woljif takes a step back. Hey, Hornhead. I'm the spawn of my ma and da. I don't even want to think about where you crawled out of. Have at it, Chief. Show me your special chiefly mojo. Who are you? Know the name of the one who will squeeze out your innards. Voetial, gorger of screams. Hepzimira's scourging lash. And Baphomet's faithful. You will die begging me for mercy. Who's Yggdrasil? A demon who sowed his seed on Galarian. From his seed grew the coward currently hiding behind you. He will die more slowly and more painfully than you. In retribution for everything Yggdrasil has done to vex my mistress. Who's Hepzimira? My mistress is the High Priestess of Lord Baphomet. I will fulfill her command, and she will honor me with her blessing. Why are you so determined to kill Woljif? Why do you need the Moon of the Abyss? My mistress... Oh, sorry. Yeah, why? I ain't never seen you before in my life. Maybe you got me confused with someone else? Another Woljif maybe? Or a guy with horns like mine? You are Yggdrasil's spawn. That is reason enough to kill you, but my mistress also needs the item you stole. The Moon of the Abyss. No more talking. Die, traitorous seed. Woljif is wreathed in blue flames, and the demon shadow rises up behind him. Have at it, Chief. Pilgrims of the world would attack. Fight for me. I'll be over here monitoring your performance. The cultists exchange looks and make no move to fight. At last, the chief cultist speaks. We will not fight against a demon. Demons are our future masters. We cannot show insubordination. What has gotten into you, Crescent of the Abyss? You're not trying to betray us, are you? Woljif slaps a hand to his forehead. Oh, I forgot. They're not as dumb as planks. They're stubborn as mules, too. Quick, Chief, say something to them. You'll be more persuasive than me. This demon is trying to deceive you. A spawn, or a servant of Baphomet wouldn't murder the Crescent of the Abyss. The chief cultist strokes his chin. The Crescent of the Abyss kept his word. He let us hear as he promised. Nevertheless, the demon wants him dead. Yes, something isn't adding up here. The time for vengeance has come.
Time to practice
Treachery,
my
treachery!
combat abilities.
Attack for Baphomet, for Voetial. Oh, you idiot. We had them on our side. And you fudged it up. That's okay. You are not... Oh, this is a surprise round. Cool. I'm actually just going to move up, I think. I'm going to Smite Evil and do all the things to the Kyrieru. I could get into range. Well, now I can't because I did the things. Since vitals move up. We can't summon in our surprise round, which does suck, so we'll just do this. We hit some of the cultists, I guess. We did a whole 29 damage to Voetial. Oh, he's casting all the spells. Duval, you screwed this up for me. Actually, maybe you didn't. They were all in a pretty good line for that. No, don't shoot my mirror images. I need them to survive that hit. Well, we now have a time limit on this fight. It's a couple turns and then we're dead.
This spell's faulty.
That actually worked pretty well. Alright, well, get in there.
Take you.
It's about half dead.
I will resist.
Duval, my dude, you screwed this up for me a little bit.
I'll just have to resort to
I'm not
brute
blaming
force.
you. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It is kind of annoying. Are we hitting Duval? Oh, I'm so sorry, Duval. Shit, sorry. I don't mean to
Is
kill you.
always an option.
Ow.
Cover me, alright?
That's terrible.
Into the fray.
I'll find you, spawn of Yggdrasil. You'll be bathed in blood. Goodbye. Woljif looks supremely satisfied. What do you make of that Voetial then, Chief? Whew. So, will you take me back? There's nothing for me to do on my own in the World Wound, and we do kind of make a good team. I promise not to run away again. As long as we don't get attacked by gargoyles again. If they do, sorry, Chief, but they're really scary. I'm out of there. The tiefling laughs. I'm kidding. I really won't run away again. Really. You can stay if you promise not to run away again. I swear on my ma and to be fair, I'm not sure if they're alive or dead, but even dead people can have a lot happen to them. They can be raised from the dead or just dug up to be used in experiments. I knew one old-timer, a street vendor, who would buy fresh corpses. He was looking into something, almost as if... Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters is this, I need to talk to you. I don't have anyone else, face-to-face, somewhere private, in Drezen, that'll do. When you see me standing alone, come talk to me. Woljif notices Duval and waves to him. Chief, you remember Duval, right? Well, first he was lying on the altar, then he was head up on the floor. He's lived a varied life, is what I'm saying. Want to say hello? He's basically one of us. He won't look down his nose at us, and he's rich to boot. Maybe you can shake something out of him, you know, for helping him. Even an IOU would be better than nothing. Why not? Duval, noticeably fatigued after battle, walks over to you and Woljif. It was a fine fight. It was tough for me, but it's the first time in a long while that I felt human again, and not a mute animal. Thank you. That was you, Mute? You're an even bigger talker than me, Your Excellency. Only now you sound like a library book, and I sound like a black alley gutter. I learned my letters on the streets, you know, from the signs. Anyway, that's by the by. I wasn't planning on saving you. I just didn't want you to pop up in my dreams looking all pathetic and asking, why, Woljif? Why didn't you save me? Nah, don't need that kind of hassle in my life. Duval laughs. I'm sure nothing could break your irrepressible spirit. The young Crusader bows to you. Commander, I don't know how to thank you for saving me. Ayamide must truly be watching over me, and I must do everything in my power to repay her. You arrived too late. The cultists had already agreed to fight for me. Duval furrows his brows. Sorry, but with all due respect, that is wrong. We're supposed to be fighting evil, not taking cultists on as allies. I'm sorry you wasted your time convincing them, but I acted as it best pleases Ayamide. What are you planning on doing now? Get out of this place and return to the ranks of the Crusaders? Don't worry about me. Even if I should die on the way back, I'll die a warrior's death. If this crusade has taught me anything, it's the value of an honorable death. A death worthy of a man. Time to go. I fear scavengers will swarm here before we decide if it's worth burying the bodies. Duval turns to Woljif. Thanks again, my friend. If you ever find yourself on Gwenviar Island in eastern Mendev, I can ask my parents to find you a position suited to your talents. The Gwenviars are always in need of good, reliable men. Woljif, who had been listening with a smile up to now, abruptly stopped smiling. Good men, I'm not a man, your excellency, and I won't be your servant neither. Do you think you're doing me a good turn? You posh people are all alike. Even if I saved your skin a dozen times, you'd never see me as your equal. You can take your gratitude and shove it, and don't call me friend. You're right, Woljif, a servant can become a friend, but a friend cannot become a servant. Woljif barks a contemptuous laugh, but the disappointment is clear as day on his face. You sang a different tune when you were stuck in a cage looking for sympathy like a lost lamb. That's blue bloods for you. You can't survive on thanks alone. Oh. Deval looks slightly disappointed. Unfortunately, I don't have any money on me. I only managed to find my belongings with difficulty. Please accept this enchanted ring as a sign of my gratitude. I found it in the pile of weapons back in the cultist camp, but I shall remain in your debt. Let's go. We shouldn't linger here. Deval salutes you. May Ayamade watch over you, Commander. I shall pray for you. Alright, let's go, Chief. On to new adventures. I'm sick of this place. To tell the truth, it's empty. It's boring. And we might as well talk on the road instead of hanging around here. Do you know any travel songs? Want me to teach you some tavern tunes? The one where the thief falls in love with a beautiful woman, and she turns out to be a guard, and the two of them get hacked up in the street? Or how about the one where a thief's in court, and the judge is his father? Or the one about how if you don't behave yourself, you'll live out your days in a special institution? I remember them all. We got plenty of time. Well, we didn't get any cool loot for killing it. I mean, we got one. The cultist leader one, the belted demonic shadow. It's okay. I'll go over it in a sec. I'm just going to quickly glance around. There is loot up here. A small sack with garbage. 100% pure weapons grade garbage. Alright, I guess that's it. So, the belt, and then we'll call it a video. Belted Demonic Shadow. Whenever the wearer of this belt casts a spell of 6th level or higher, it summons a CR7 Shadow Demon to fight alongside them for 2 minutes. Only one such demon can be present on the battlefield. If the demon is already summoned, casting a new spell of 6th level or higher will heal it for 2d6 hit points. It's pretty cool. It's never been all that useful, to be honest. The shadows it summons are only CR7, which means they get turned into paste by literally anything on hard difficulty, so it is what it is. For now, though, I'll leave you guys here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. In the next video, we're going to head off to, I guess, probably Drezen to talk to Voetial and, what's a pitfall? No, reagents. Voetial and Woljif about their respective missions, and yeah, we'll see what else we can do. Eventually, we're gonna have to find the storyteller. Yeah, I know exactly where he is. We have to go to the Ashen Grotto at some point. We also need to go so many places, like the Temple of the Good Hunt. We don't need to go to the Nameless Ruins again. Winter Sun we need to go to eventually. Anyways, take care, guys. See you all in the next video.